Cool. G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. Why is the brightness so down? Alright, that's a bit better. Welcome back to another video everyone. It's been a while since we've actually done an aquarium related video, but today we're going to be making a new aquascape. I'm super excited. Let's quickly run over the plan. Here we've got a fresh new canvas ready to build a new layout there. Now if we come across, we've got the exact same size aquarium and brand, but it's just a completely different layout. As you can see though, it looks pretty shit. So this is actually hell for the fish right now. So in here we've got a German blue Ram Cichlid, beautiful little guy. He's actually a super unique looking GBR. He's got some beautiful colors, but this layout does not show that off at all. In here we've also got a couple platies. I can't even tell how many we got anymore. We used to have 3. I reckon we're down to 1 honestly. But yeah, here's this fella. Here's one of the platies. He's absolutely beautiful. So we might only have 2 fish in here, but it's absolutely horrible for them because there's plants everywhere. And as you can see, there's like no place to swim around. There's no open swimming space. And if we look at the top, there's barely any surface area for the fish to feed off. And they have to work their way all the way up through these weeds to actually get up there. It may look really wild and natural. That kind of looks cool, but it's not good for the fish. We're going to create this aquarium today and we're going to move the fish in here. But really the main idea is to just get a really nice open aquascape that's really simple and cheap. Let's not talk any longer and let's just get straight into it, shall we? Alright, we are all set with the light and everything. Now we're ready to actually get scaping. First things first though, the hardscape. So let's get some sand in there to kick it off. There we go. Sand is finally in the bedroom. What a workout. I'm gonna be jacked after this. As you can see, the sand we're using is straight from Bunnings. Oh crap, this is my bedroom. It's on a carpet. Yeah, here we got some really coarse sand. This is really good for growing plants in, but let's first get a little thin layer on so then we can get the hardscape in. Oh, great feeling, guys. You know what I feel like doing right now? Just, so good. We're gonna be here all day, so let's just skip the crap. Alright, so we just got the base layer in so that we can lay the rocks and wood over it. As you can see, we kind of sloped it into this corner. You will see why in a second. We've got some really good wood pieces to get in here, so let's just do it. Alright, here we go. I think we've got something really good right here. Actually looks pretty insane, not gonna lie. So yeah, as you can see, it's got a very dramatic effect and it's really just made with 2 pieces of driftwood. So this is the main piece. It's cost like 50 bucks, I think. And then we got this little one here that was probably like 10 bucks. And then a couple of rocks. So overall, that's about 70 bucks on hardscape. It's not expensive, but it's not cheap. So you could probably get away with say like $50 to make something equally as good. I think we're at a really good start. Now, if we just fill up the tank straight away, all the wood is gonna float up and the whole thing's gonna get ruined. This wood is not sat in water before and it's full of air. When you do put it in water, it just floats right up. We're not going to weigh it down with rocks because that kind of looks bad in my opinion. So my other favorite method is super glue. So we're going to get some Gorilla super glue gel. We're going to gel all the contact points between the rocks and the wood, and we're going to put a dab of glue in between. Then we're going to sprinkle a bit of baking soda on top of that to help with the bond. That apparently works really well. And then we're going to let it sit for a couple hours. So I'm just going to quickly do the gluing off camera, then I'll tell you what we're going to do next. Boom, and just like that, we've glued everything down. It's all set, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's do the tap test. Yeah, everything's looking pretty solid in there. Good enough for now, and by the time we've done the rest of the sand and the planting and filling it up, it should be fully locked in. Yeah, as I just said, the next step we're gonna do now is get a bunch of sand. We're gonna get a nice thick layer, about a couple centimeters. It helps so much for planting later on. So let's get the rest of the sand in. Alright, it is actually looking pretty spectacular. I'm not complaining. As you can see, we got this really beautiful arch that goes through like this. I'm sure the fish will be swimming amongst. Probably one of the best hardscapes I've ever made. Planting time, baby. Down here, we've got a ton of plants that we already had lying around. Some saved for the actual aquascape. If I show you, we've got a ton of Anubias. Like a lot. This is only half of it. We got a bit of Java Fern, a couple of Crypts, and we can't forget the needle leaf Java Fern. Anyway, you'll see it as I'm planting it into the tank as we film, so let's get planting. So the tank is coming along super well. Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing once it's fully planted. We are about to fill up the tank from here. It was just easier gluing down all this Anubias and Java Fern before we filled it up, because then you can't really glue, you know, underwater. And we also planted some Crypts at the back there, as you saw. By the way, a lot of Anubias. This definitely isn't a cheap aquascape, but it looks bloody awesome in here, and I'm really happy with how it's looking. I'm sure you guys are watching this and thinking, where's the nutrients? What are the plants going to feed on? We need to get nutrients in here, and we're going to keep it super simple. The plants we're putting in here are super easy, so all they really need is some root tabs. This is the stuff right here. These are little tablets. For those who don't know what root tabs are, they're basically these little supplements for the plants that lets them feed. Plants need food, so we've got to give it to them, and this is the best way for those heavy root feeders, such as stem plants that have lots of roots that go into the substrate. But then we're also going to need to give them some liquid fertilizer, which is this stuff right here. It's a liquid, and you dose the tank with it, and that's another source of food for other types of plants. So we've got both root feeders that need the tablets and water column feeders that need the liquid fertilizer. But yeah, before we do fill up the tank, we just quickly need to get some of these tablets in, just so that the plants that we're going to add later on don't starve to death and all die. Boom, we are all filled up finally. Now the funny thing that happened is that we didn't really rinse off the sand, so of course we're going to get really cloudy water. When we originally filled it up, you couldn't see past like the first Anubias here. You could only see 2 centimeters into the water, so I don't think it would have been easy to finish the planting and everything later on. But we drained it back down all the way to like 5%, and then we filled it back up once again. And now it looks at least 5 times better. But I mean, it's going to clear up over the next couple days. Give it a week or two and it'll be crystal clear. What we're going to do now is head to the fish store. We need to get a bunch more plants. We need to get a filter. And I don't know, we might get some fish. We'll see how we're feeling, see what they've got in stock. With that said, let's get to the fish store before they close in 2 hours. Alright guys, we're at the fish store finally. It was a little bit of a journey, but this is where I work. This is like one of my favorite fish stores of all time. They've always got tons of fish in stock, so it'd be really cool to see what they've got going on today. Sorry about the lighting too, it's really hard in here. Trust me, when we're looking at the fish, it'll be a lot prettier than this face. Now let's have a quick little look around. They just got a plant order yesterday, so they got tons of plants to choose from. Should be a good one though, so let's take a little look around the fish first. Alright, this is a little pan of how it looks. It's an awesome store. So much to look. You've got a really good saltwater section here and some cichlids over there. Then you've got all the tropical fish over there. Alright, let's start off here. Now they've got all the classic fish. We've got some unique little diamond tetras in here. You know, classic gouramis, angelfish, rainbow fish, some really nice pistogrammas right there. Stunning little fella. That's probably an alpha male right there. That's who I'd be if I was in this tank. Oh, and some licorice gouramis. That is sick. Albino neon tetras. Yeah, these are pretty rare around here. They do stand out in a nice black background. So if you've got that on your aquarium, that would look great. And if we come right up here, we've got some beautiful, the Corridoras SPCW 127. I have no idea what that is, but this is a fish right here, and they cost a whopping $169. Don't ask me why they chose 169 and not 170. But yeah, look at that. Good like 6-7 centimeters right there. Oh my god, I don't know if some of you remember, if you're an OG, but we used to have this yo-yo loach. Alright, down here we've got this balloon red-eye tetra. Now that I think we're gonna get for this aquarium at one point. Not today though, because they don't have enough in stock for a school. Plus it's, you know, cycling, and I don't want to rush it. We come across, this is more like the Tetra live bearer section right here. Got a better rack right there, classic. Oh, this is the fish that we're gonna be transferring into the tank. German blue Ram Cichlid. The one I've got looks honestly way cooler than this. Trust me, it's super unique. Lately, I've loved looking at the saltwater section, so we have to take a quick look, because I know some of you do have saltwater. There's lots of chromis, you know, common saltwater fish like damsels and whatnot. You got some puffers, some wrasse too. I'm pretty sure this is a type of wrasse. I'm not great with saltwater because I don't keep them, but blue dories, blue tangs, otherwise known as dory in Finding Nemo. Staple fish. Oh, the royal grandma. These guys are beautiful. One day we'll keep one of those, I reckon, when we get saltwater. Some more damsels down there. Saw heaps of those in Vanuatu last year. Oh yeah, we got these butterfly fish, I think they're called. Stunning little fellas. Oh yeah, and seahorses, don't forget. Right, when we walk to the craziest room they've got, I reckon. Some of the stuff they've got here, you're going to love it, especially if you live in Australia. If you don't, these are some of the species you do not see internationally. Right here we've got the native section. There's some really cool fish in here. Now, first off, we've got barramundi, probably the most iconic fish that people catch in Australia for fishing. Look how small these guys are. They probably reach, I'd say, 2 tanks, the size of 2 tanks here. You get the idea. They're insane fish. They're kept in an aquarium right now, probably to go to a pond. I don't think they're going to be in an aquarium for very long. Oh, and in here we got another little eel box, but this time freshwater. So we got a freshwater moray tiger eel, freshwater tiger eel or freshwater moray eel, but doesn't matter. You can't really see. I think you can see the head just popping up in there. Stunning little fish and very aggressive, but imagine keeping that one day. But I think that's enough looking at the fish section. Let's get to the plants, pick out what we need, and get back to the aquascape. All right, now I work here, so I can do this, but you can't just come here and dip your hands in the tanks. We're gonna pick out the plants we want now. We'll start over here. I said we get some crypts. What's like smaller crypts you think are good for here? With here? And we'll get a tropica then, one of each. That's already 30 bucks spent. We just had Christmas. I'll buy myself a Christmas present. Yeah, 2 bunches of these, and they come with plant weights sometimes, so that's pretty cool. All right, I'll show them how to bag it up. This is how I do it at least. Some people do it differently. Trap the air for plants. Don't need to worry about using the cylinder for gas. It's been a while since I've done this. Just like that, ton of plants. We'll get a couple more from the front. So I guess from here, I'll just see you at home and we'll continue on the aquascape. All right, and we are back from the store. Here's the plants that we bought, and here's the filter. We actually got a hang-on filter for this tank, but what's really cool is that it comes with a skimmer. If you don't know what a surface skimmer is, you'll see in a second when we set it up, and 2 tissue cultures. And now we're gonna get all of this into this aquarium and make it almost complete. Alright, so I've got some bad news. Now, I was fiddling with the filter, trying to get it in, and the pipe was kind of in the way of the main piece of driftwood. I accidentally knocked the driftwood, and it started floating up. Yep. Rookie mistake. So annoying because I finally successfully glued that piece down, but bloody filter fidgeting around with it too much that just pulled up that wood, and now it's floating. So yeah, this is what it's looking like now. It's pretty cloudy. The filter's running successfully, at least that works. But yeah, the rest, you see, it's super cloudy. I can't do anything right now. I can't really see what I should do next. So, but yeah, the day after, I'll pick up the camera and we'll continue from this absolute mess and hopefully get this all sorted out. Alright everyone, it's been a couple days later and I've fixed a hardscape. Let's take a quick look before we do get into the planting. As you can see, the tank is looking way different. It's looking beautiful. You can actually see all the way through the tank. It's still a bit cloudy, but it's going to definitely clear up once we get all the plants in and give it a week or 2 to settle in. So as you can see, I got 2 little rocks there, serrated stones. We have no rock under there anymore. I got these 2 and I stacked them on top and I rested it down on the driftwood here, so it's weighing it down. And then as you can see, for security, I super glued all the contact points between the 2 rocks and also between the wood. But yeah, it's looking great. I've been growing out the plants in here that we bought the other day, just in this bucket with the light on from this tank. Doesn't really need it for a couple days. The plants are looking great in here, and I think it's time to get them in this tank. I already know it's a pretty long video, but this aquascape is going to end up looking so great when it's done. So how about we do that? Alright, and just like that, it is 2 weeks later. So let's take a little look at the tank now. Here she is. As you can see, we've got lots of growth happening throughout the tank. When it comes to the plants, it is looking awesome right now. As you can see, the Anubias is growing, the hair grass is settling in, so is the crypts at the back, and the stem plants are just shooting out from the back. Coming forward now, it looks really cool. Very dramatic. So yeah, I'm really loving this aquascape, and it's going to be awesome for the fish in here. Now, before we do actually get the fish from in here into this tank, I want to make it look good. So what we're going to do now, if you can't see on the glass, we've got all of this muck. See that layer of like aquarium dust? It's really weird. It's just muck that's been gathered from the new sand and everything. So since everything's new in here, so we're going to scrub this all down. We're going to do like a 80% water change all the way down to like there or something. Trying to get all the fungus off the wood as well. But yeah, you'll see a little montage of that. So we're just going to do that, and then we'll pick up the camera and finally get the fish in. Alright, it's another couple days later, and it is finally time to get the fish from here into this aquarium. So let's do that. Getting a new home, little fishies. Alright, we've got a fish bag that we're going to put the fish in, hence the name fish bag. We've got a container, we're going to get some water, pour it into the bag. Got a dead fish. Oh, thank God, it's just a snail. Alright, that is some dark tannin stained water. We've got a big ass net, and we're just going to catch the fish. This is a lot harder than I thought. This fish is literally trying to kill itself because it's so miserable. Okay, the platy is secured. We just got to get the Ram Cichlid, and I cannot find him. Oh, there you are. And it's just absolutely beautiful. Yes, got him. Straight into the net. Boom, we've got the fish that are going to the new aquascape. So I'm actually going to bag it up like I do at the fish store, and we'll get them acclimated. Sorry about this horrible angle too. Alright, fish are acclimating, and man, they are looking great. Only through the bag. Imagine when they're able to swim about and create some actual movement in this tank besides the snails. I love you snails, but you're not very cool. But look at that Ram Cichlid. Mate, sexiest fish you've ever seen. So while they're acclimating, I've done a little water test down here. Everything's looking 0 parts per million and neutral pH, so pH is looking good. When we got like absolutely nothing of anything else though, usually means the tank's not cycled. So this is going to be a fish in cycle. I just added some cycled filter media. You can barely see actually, but I've jammed it in here, took it out of that tank. And then for insurance, every day we're going to be adding some quick start. And while we're doing this, we're going to monitor the levels by testing the water every 1 or 2 days. If it ever reaches like a bit of ammonia or a bit of nitrite, then I'll do a nice like 40% water change, which is pretty easy, until there's like 10 or 15 parts per million of nitrate. But the fish will be fine, by the way, as long as we keep the levels down by testing the water every day or two. You know, I've done this before and it's worked fine. Let's see how it goes. Plus these fish are really hardy. They've been living, piece of trash, absolute piece of trash. It was a beautiful aquascape. Not anymore though, look at that. Anyway, they're in this beautiful tank now that's going to be fine. Give it a couple weeks of monitoring the levels, and then by then it should be definitely cycled, and the fish should be absolutely fine for a very long time. Fish are fully acclimated and ready to go in, and we also added a heater back there. Since we've got a Ram Cichlid in here, we've got to keep the water above 25 degrees Celsius, so we've got that heater to do the trick. Time to get the fish in. Well, there you go, guys. What a video. We really created a masterpiece here, in my opinion. It's probably the best aquascape so far. I'm really happy with it though. Could not have gone much better, honestly. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far through the video, you're the best. I'll also keep you updated in future videos with this tank, and we'll probably get more fish for it. Lots to come, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you all in the next video.